is up, guys? This is Alan bringing you a deck profile of my the deck that I built for the draft, the lot draft that me and a fellow YouTuber are doing. I tried to do the best build I could with what cards I could. So there are some cards that didn't come with a lot, so just be aware of that. So yeah, let's just go on in it. First we have the Planeswalker we got with the Wanderer. It's not too good, but I mean it's removal, so it's removal. Next we have Ajani, the Great-Hearted. He's here just to he gives everything vigilance, so that's good. But he's here to pretty much to slap +1/+1 counters and loyalty counters on my stuff. So but he also has that sweet life gaining ability. So next we have Nisa, Voice of Zendikar. She generates green plant tokens, but she can also, just like Ajani, she can slap +1/+1 on my stuff, +1/+1 counters on my stuff. And if I can get to it, I can also go for her ult, where I gain X life and draw X cards, where X is the number of lands I control. So that's also a good thing to get a good head of things. Next we have Vivian, Nature's Avenger. She also slaps +1/+1 counters on stuff. And then she can also she can also tutor stuff to my hand faster. And well, her ult isn't all that good, so I tend not to go into that too much. But next is Lothal, Spider Queen. She's here just in case of a lot of my tokens and creatures start dying off, which will be a good thing because of her ult. Each time a creature dies, she gets a loyalty counter, and if she gets to 9 or more, or 8, but if you want to keep her around 9, it's the optimal. You can get an emblem where you can deal 8 damage no matter what per turn.
Everything I put up for you? Yes.
Next we have a card that I thought would go great with one of the cards that I got from the lot. 3 Lone Wolves. If you don't know what this is, it's pretty much a smaller Thorn Elemental, or it's a smaller Thorn Elemental. When it attacks, it even if your opponent blocks it, it still does the damage, deals the damage to him. So yeah, self-explanatory. Next we have Sky Shroud Ranger. If I had more, then I would run more, but I only have the one. But I also have another version of Sky Shroud Ranger in the deck, but we'll get to that once we get to it. Next we have the Avenger of Zendikar. He's a good late game. I'll throw this in and get however many plant tokens for each land I control, and once I start throwing more lands after that, they get +1/+1 slapped on them. I also have Wolfbriar Elemental, which is another reason. Another card that I threw in here because of the next card that I threw in here. It pretty much generates wolf tokens, pretty much. So, yeah. The reason why I run a lot of wolf cards is because of this guy right here. He himself creates a wolf token, but pretty much every time I get a wolf comes under my control while he's out, I gain 3 life, and it pretty much fights a monster I don't control. So it's life gain plus removal. So how can you go wrong with that? Next, is one of my win cons, Trilacera, the Moon Dancer. She pretty much every time I gain life, she gets a +1/+1 counter, and I get to scry one, which is pretty good. Yeah, so she can get big, real big, real fast. Next, I have Dust Elemental. So I have Dust Elemental in here, so I can bounce stuff back to my hand, whether to protect it or to get more value out of it. So, and it also has flash, so there's also that. Next, I have another one of my win cons in here, Philander's Sovereign. Pretty much, if I have 40 more life during my standby effect, during my upkeep, I win the game pretty much. And it also has Vigilance and Lifelink to help along with that. So, yeah. Next, I run Rider. It's a good. It's a good blocker for those pesky flyers. And it also generates spider tokens, just like Lothal. So next, I run Virtus the Veil. He's in here because if I can hit my opponent, keep hitting my opponent, it'll keep cutting their life in half, so it'll make them easier to take out further along the line. Next, Filigree Familiar. We all know what Filigree Familiar does, so I won't go into much detail about that. Next, basic ramp, cultivate, 2 cultivate, 1 rampant growth, and 1 farseek. Next, we have 2 bountiful harvest, pretty explanatory, just to help me get to that 40 life, and or help me bring me back from the brink of death. So, yeah. Same thing with Horrors We Know, except instead of just land, it's everything, all my permanents. Same thing with Alive and Well, except instead of except it's my creatures, and plus I gain 2 life instead of just 1. Also, the Alive part gives me a token. Next, we got Aces Revelation. I can scry 5 and potentially gain a lot of life from that. Next, we got Time to Feed. The foil version we got from the pool. Thought I'd just throw it in here just to have a little fun with it. Next, Howl of the Night pack. More wolf support. We don't need to go into detail about that. Next, we got incremental growth. It just helps me slap more +1/+1 counters on my stuff. Yeah. Next, I got this is a primal command. It's a pretty good utility card. It can pretty much do whatever I want to do, except for slapping +1/+1 counters on everything. But besides that, it can do pretty much anything I want, pretty much. Next is another one of my win cons, Approach of the Second Sun. We all know what Approach of the Second Sun does. It's a good life gainer, but it also, if I can draw into it real quick, like with some of my commanders and other stuff, I can see this really quickly, hopefully, and cast it again for the win condition. Next, we got another card we got from the lots. Primeval's Glorious Rebirth. It's to sum it up, that's pretty much Rise of the Dark Realms for all my legendary permanents. So anything that gets sent to my graveyard, I can reoccur it by casting this late game. So yeah. Next, we got Demogorgon's Clutches, just to kind of finish off my opponents if I need to, or whittle them down even further. Next, we got Living Destiny. It's another good life gainer. I pretty much show my opponent what I have. Show opponent creature card I have in my hand, and I gain its converted mana cost in terms of life. Next, we have the other Sky Shroud Ranger of the deck, Druid's Class. It's pretty much Sky Shroud Ranger and Bountiful Harvest and 2. And it's Bountiful Harvest, Sky Shroud Ranger, and Zendikar Reincarnated in one card, pretty much. So it's kind of busted, but it's pretty good. It's pretty fair. Next, another wolf card, Raised by Wolves. I can potentially boost my win cons with this, because it slaps a +1/+1 counter on the equipped enchanted creature, and for each wolf on the field. That includes wolf tokens, and it also generates 2 wolf tokens. So even if you don't have any wolf tokens on the field, now you do. Next, I only play for my protection. I only won 1 Circle of Protection red because of burn damage. Burn damage is really relevant, so I play that. Next, I run Lich's Mastery, just a kind of last ditch effort kind of stuff, but it's also really good because I like to gain a lot of life, so I can draw a lot of cards, but I also lose permanent for each time I get dealt damage, for each damage I take. Next, I got one Reaper's Talisman. It's just a way of gaining life and burning my opponent to death. Next, for the mana base, I run 1 Forsaken Sanctuary, 2 Great Pit Refuge, 1 Blossoming Sand, 1 Scourge, 1 Scored Barrens, 1 Blighted Woodland for some extra ramp. I run, 6 Forest, I won 5 Plains, and I won 3 Swamps. So that's it, y'all. Hit the subscribe button, and I'll see y'all again next time. Peace out.